Good morning, my friends. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful the day is. Look at that blue sky. Isn't that awesome? After a cold and rainy, but our cold spell for Easter, I guess, to make everything grow. But look at that out there. I can't remember, Easter lilies is coming up. And over here, I can't even think of it. Along that tree, there's all kind of flowers coming up that she's got. Our roses are putting on blooms. The trees are greening out. I even thought I was losing one, and it started putting out leaves. And that same thing with this big one. I thought it was gone. And boy, you come up close, and there's little leaves all over it. So everything's good. And I was looking around at all the beauty that God has, new life. Boy, you hear the birds and everything going on. Of course, you'll always hear my chickens around here, but all of this is cool. You can't help but appreciate God's creation and know that He's on the throne. If you can just keep your eyes focused on that kind of thing. When I come out, I can come out and I begin to look at this and I see this ground clutter. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm out here doing today. I'm cleaning up and trying to get this ground clutter and all this picked up. And so out of the way. And you say, well, why don't you just mow over it? Well, my thing is, I don't have the money to buy blades, lawnmower blades, and it hits things like that and hits those sticks and all of that, and it causes my blades to dull, and I have to go back and buy some new ones. And I do that enough anyway. But also, I get my eyes on this here clutter in my heart, and I get it away from the green of the new trees blooming and those things that's coming out. And you say, well, what's this have to do with your relationship with the Lord? Well, look at this clutter out here. And as you look, you can see there's anything can hide in that, especially as this grass gets up. And as this grass rises up, there can be snakes in there. I've killed snakes right up here close to this tree right here. Look at this. See, I don't know if there's right now. And it isn't going to be long before this could become a fire hazard because it's dry here. And it could pick up, if you can light a match sometimes, it's so dry here that you could light a match and that would just take off. And I don't know, it'd get the green grass too much, but I'm saying it can get this here, our little tree forest behind us. And so, anyway, we have to really watch. Be careful. But what is this that I'm looking at it? Well, how do I liken that? We can get that focused on our problems. This can be all this ground clutter. That's problems. That's our thoughts. Now, dwelling on those things that's not any good, that keeps us bound into fear, that keeps us bound into unsurety, questioning our future, that keeps us bound in our problems because we keep our eyes on it. I'm not saying we can ignore them because we have to deal with our problems, but dealing with them in another way. See, when I look around and I see what God's doing, and I see the beauty of things, I just rejoice because see this, He is the creator and He can create in me a clean heart, but more than that, He can create in me a peaceful heart. He is the author of peace. He's the author of joy. He's the author of goodness and mercy. He's the author of these things. I'm not. I can't. I can grab a hold of these here situations and look at this here problem and see how much I'm going to do. How am I going to pay for this? And what am I going to do? How can I do this? And how can I do that? And I can begin to struggle with life's issues. Or I can turn and begin to try to say, wait, Lord, show me you. Show me who you are in me. And what are you in me? Well, when I begin to think on that question, I begin to think of truth. He's truth. He's life. If I'm all going around in depression and fear and doubt and unbelief, I'm looking at things and I can't see anything beautiful, then I need to stop and take account of who I am and say, wait a minute, Lord, show me who you are. And lift my eyes and begin to look to the heaven. Begin to look at his beauty. Begin to look at those things that cause you to begin to think of life, or begin to experience life, and to walk in life, in those places in the heavens, if you will. It is that spirit that gives you, it is that spirit of life that in you that rejuvenates you. That's what he is. It is that spirit of hope. It is that spirit of wow, I can do this when you overcome something. It is that spirit that says, come on, get up, let's go. And so when you do that, all of a sudden, when you allow truth to come into your heart and begin to work in you, in your members, and you begin to look at those things that's good and beautiful, and begin to look at the new life that's coming forth in there, and begin to recognize it in you. Take your focus off of your problems, off of those clutter. That's clutter. And God can burn away that clutter. He can do it. He can take it and put it turn it to your good. See, this is clutter. This was clutter here. But you know what I'm going to do with it? It's pretty clean. I took all the stone. I'm going to take it over there and put it in my rose bed. I'm not going to put it all along there with some compost. I'm going to put compost. I've already done some of it. And I'm going to put this over that. And I am going to use it to put on it because it's got acid in it. And roses love acid. They love that kind of acid. And it feeds them and it keeps the ants away. If you notice in this area here, when I clean this up, over here where all this here pine straw is, there's no ant piles. But, you know, them fire ants. I don't have a fire ant problem with this area. But I come over here and look where there's no acid in my yard and everything. They're even getting into my if you will, flagpole place, my all of that. And I came out the other day. There was a big pile. I can't see it here. I think I got it. But anyway, here's one. Yeah, there's one. Look at this. See, out here that you can get all kind of problems cropping up. And there's an ant. I got it once. And there he is. But watch. See, there's things that you don't, we see, we begin to think. I thought this was pretty cool. When I first came to Texas, I saw this. I was looking at this, and I see when you start letting thoughts in your head, and you begin to think and doubt, begin to question life, begin to question what life is, and you get your eyes off of those things that's not good for you, and you begin to doubt why your purpose is. So you got to have a vision. You got to have a vision. Oh my gosh, I don't have a vision. But if I let myself get caught, entangled into the world, all kinds of things come at me. I don't know if it'll do it. It's cool, but we're going to find out. We're going to see if those ants come out. Normally, if they're fire ants, they'll boil out of that. I guess it's too cold right at the moment. You know, they're not coming out at all. I guess I must have killed that one. But anyway, I did do it and didn't realize it. But anyway, they come out of there boiling like I wish I had one so you can see what these boogers do. They're terrible. Let's see if this one is. Yeah. There they are. Look at that. You see how fast that came out? Look at them. They're swarming. Just all over the place. It is the neatest thing how that works. But that's fire ants. And they'll get you. So that's like our thoughts. When we take our eyes off of Christ, off of the truth. Look, there's all kinds of things happening out there now. There's all kinds of things that's not good for us, and it's fearful, and we begin to get into everything but the right thing. We get into conspiracy theories. We begin to think negative. We begin to think ourselves, whatever, and get divided. And we divide from each other. Christians dividing from Christians, and believers and dividing from believers, and people standing against one another because of a doctrine or because of politics. One likes this one and one don't like it. One said that he should have done this or somebody should have done that. And it isn't about those things. If you can grab a hold of it and let peace reign in your heart, all this ground clutter that's all it is. Put on the mind of Christ. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Seek first to understand what that is in you. And all this ground clutter will begin to clear away, because that's what you're doing. You're raking it away when you put on the Word. When you put on the Word of God, you begin to look like this unground clutter. Guess what can grow in this now? There's always going to be other stuff, and you got to upkeep it. But I'll tell you what, the ground, it can breathe. And that acid is off of it. And I can mow without feeling like I'm fixing to tear up my lawnmower. And so it's all good. Let peace reign in your heart. Think on good things. Man, look, I look around, man, I got chickens that has eggs. I've got well in my water. I got plenty of water. I got green growing all over the place. It's a beautiful day. New sprouts everywhere you look, and it's awesome. But dadgum, look at those pine cones. They're all over the place. See, I can get off of those things. But let your mind not be troubled. This ain't going to hurt nothing in the long run. If I don't get it today, you know what? There's always tomorrow. If I don't get it tomorrow, there's always next day. But that's procrastinating, isn't it? But anyway, it's all good. Everything is good. Let your heart not be troubled. God bless. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.